Привет, Dovleski. Hey?
Look out.
Nobody knew, we just Googled how to say hello in Russian, did we? It's all right, we'll cut that bit out. It's fine, I just look like I speak a second language.
Nice.
Oh!
It's cold.
What's going on? It's cold out, it's blowy, blowy. Yes. Everything you want. Nope, she'll kick me. Never mind, moving on. Let's get through the intro and we'll tell you all about the crap that's sat here.
Hello, sir.
Hello. I'm cold out here.
Yeah.
I've been sat in office for too long. What's going on then?
Well, it's Tuesday.
Monday.
Monday.
Don't confuse me. I panicked then, like we've lost a day. It's Tuesday for all of you.
Yes.
And it's Monday for us. Yeah, you've been having a meeting at Castle Combe.
I had a meeting.
You came in a shirt.
I did.
I know.
Hey.
You look very respectable, kind of.
Till I open my mouth.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh dear.
What's the crack? What's the crack? What's the crack? Protest is done. That can go back. That was in for an inspection, and we found a few bits and pieces. So we fixed a leaking gearbox sump, fuel cap, auxiliary belt, and he's going to have that back. Waiting on parts for the 650S. So the owner's got some bits he's going to ship up to us, and then we can pull the engine. I don't want to rush too much in getting cars stripped because we've got a load stripped. What else? RS6 is ready to go. The grey RS6, my RS6, fixed it.
Fixed it.
Oil pump.
Yes.
Yep. Ouchie.
Yes.
But it's fixed. So what I think was happening was it just wasn't scavenging enough oil out of the turbo drains. Or, which I don't think it was leaking back because we did that test, it was leaking back. I don't think it was that. I think it just wasn't efficient enough in scavenging everything out in the turbo drains, and it was leaving the turbo drains full, and then when you leave the car sat there, it just overflows the turbos because we changed the oil pump and it's been.
So the mystery is solved.
Yes, George picked it up Saturday, so all sorted. Finally. I'm just a shitload of money later.
Mate.
That's the answer, right?
Yep.
We're waiting on rods and pistons for the white one and the blue one still. They haven't changed. Mr. Armstrong's Lambo, he's asked us to put a clutch in it, so we're waiting for a clutch to turn up, and then that can go home. We can tidy up the mapping once a new clutch is in it, but it needs a clutch. Pulling away is just shocking.
Is it going stock clutch or is it?
Yeah, just stock clutch is fine. Yeah, it's fine, but it's on its last legs.
Yeah.
The release bearings on those are rubbish anyway, especially if it's the early ones that are unshrouded. They just build up with clutch dust, and then the clutch, as you try to let it out, it just goes duh, 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 and the manuals are really bad as well. So we get that sorted. S7. I'll block this bit so you can't see it.
We won't look at the back.
Nothing to see here. S7 turned up this morning, Steve's. That's having suspension and a few other bits and pieces. So we're waiting on parts to arrive for that. Hurricane, I'm just going to have to start charging storage because I'm like a free NCP. Adams is done. That came in for misfires, inlet manifold fault and a service. So we put coil and plugs in it. The plugs had never been changed. It's like a 12-year-old car and it was shocking. Put a set of coils in it as well. And then the inlet manifold flap was the solenoid under inlet manifold. So Matt's had the inlet manifold off and that's done. PPP is going home. Alan's car, I've got a load of bits on order to fix it. TC07 is engineless, so the engine's out. We've just got to pull a rod and piston out to check that over. I've got that stripped so we can show you what's going on there. Matt's head is off having the seats cut along with Murcielago heads, my Noble heads and the TTRS head. So that's off being done.
So a lot of heads going on.
Lots of head. I dropped 6 off. Poor Kev just looked at me as if to say. So that's just about everything out here, I think.
So?
Yeah. Should we have wander in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I don't know what you want me to say.
You see the tears forming in your eyes.
All I would say is that you all need to get on Jetstream's Instagram page and tell him to sell me a chassis, because he mentioned on a phone call the other day that he's got a chassis and he's like, I don't know whether I should sell it. So get it sold, lad. Bug him. All right.
We're in.
Nice muff.
Thank you.
So what's going on in here? The Ferrari runs. We got that running on Friday.
Night.
So Matt's just finishing off putting the loom in. We can put the airbox in, and then we've got to fix the absolute calamity that is the inside. Whoever did that needs
To be shot.
dragging outside and shooting. Yeah,
It's getting there though.
it's
Now going
it's
the
just
right way.
Pulled out so much crap, it's unreal.
What are you saying, bud?
Same as always, really.
Someone said that you were an absolute weapon when you used to go on rugby tours.
Yeah, I did see that comment, and I'm trying to figure out who it was.
Did you go on rugby tours?
I did go on a few rugby tours, but
I'm trying to understand what they mean,
Yeah.
like what level that is, because if we went 10 times the happiness you are now, you're still like as fun as a dead rabbit.
it's true. As long as they don't tell some of the stories that happened when we were on rugby tour, then
Hey.
we'll be all right.
Yeah, so tell us some stories.
They're not.
Why have we never even heard these stories off camera? See what I mean?
What happened on tour?
Yeah, what happened on tour?
I can't remember. It's a long time ago.
Stop talking about tours.
Well, whoever's in the comments, they're now going to drop you right in.
Yeah. If you could just send me an email on ricky@reperformance.co.uk and let me know what kind of C-bomb you were, then that would be great.
It's good fun.
The truth's coming out now.
Fireworks
Fireworks.
during the day.
Either that or someone just got a shot.
Shit! I've been shot! I don't fucking believe this. Could everyone stop getting shot?
Welcome to Swindon.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is coming together.
Yeah, popped and banged and started, didn't it? I idled like
Yeah.
a kitten as well. That was good. I had no oil in it. That's great. Ship a car with no oil. Fucking honestly. Good job we checked, to be fair, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a good job we checked. So, yes, nearly
good?
done. Just a bit of loom tidying and then tidy the insides up, and then it'll be all right, I hope. And then it can go. And then we can have a ramp back
Yes.
to put a Noble on. Not. I've got the comments question for this week.
Good.
Should I put a Golf R engine in my Noble?
Yes.
3 of us think yes. What are we thinking?
I probably would.
I probably would.
Yeah.
That's kind of a yes. What do we think? Right.
Wow.
It's
I
gonna
know,
be
I know
better
Stan
than
at EcoTune would say yes because he's got a really cool turbo kit for the Golf R's. So he's got cylinder heads. They've had cylinder heads made that are independent runners. So not like IS-38s with one runner and a manifolds in the head. He's got special heads. Special head. It would make it easier because I wouldn't have to get an adapter plate made, and that is the one I don't want to do that. Yeah, I can just literally. Sorry, mate, I'm not filming video here.
And I guess that engine you're going to get more out of than the original.
Yeah, I mean, Christ, they do like, and we know everything about them.
Exactly.
So I've done loads of heads.
Well, that kind of answered that question then.
I kind of did, didn't it? Does anyone want?
Has anyone got a Golf R engine to sell?
Yeah.
That's the
And
next
a
question.
gear, well,
Engine and
Ryan's going to do me a gearbox. So Ryan at Darkside has got a DQ250 with a trick diff in it, and he's like, I can have that. So that's cool. But yeah, if anyone's got a running gear out of a Golf R or an S3, that'd be amazing. The later one, I'd rather have a 7.5 engine, which is a Gen 3. 2 cylinders less. So it's got to be cheaper to build, surely.
And you got 2 engines to sell now then.
Well, 1.5 engines for sale.
Funds the new engine.
Or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just need to start fixing it now. Like the other day, I thought, I'll be all happy when it's stripped. I'll be like, I'm nearly there. I'm halfway there. I'm not even halfway there. It's just taken apart now, isn't it? Now it's like remembering to put it all back together. Anyway, that's enough of the doom and gloom. This is Adam, so this is a rental car, and we've just fixed air mass meter problem on it. So it just, because air mass goes down and it's all torque control, it throws up errors for front diff, gearbox, everything. So Carl's just done some repairs on that. We just got to put a rear lid back on, but we can't drive it because it's not road legal, so I don't know how we're going to test it, whether I just put it on the dyno or not, but it's all good. So we've done that repair, that's fine. We'll move some bits around. Mitch is just servicing Neil's, so that's big service, plugs, the lot. And so that's just going back together. That is Lee from Barum's, that's his Lambo. So that is up for a service, exhaust and a tune. So we'll run that in dyno. I think he's on holiday at the minute. I better do it right, he might sue me. All his videos are literally like, everybody hates him, don't they? It's like, this week someone sued me, this week someone's robbed my stuff. I'm like, I thought I was miserable. The sticker's quite cool on the sideline.
I like that.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks pretty tiny.
It is tidy. Yeah. Lambo orange, Larry orange.
Yeah.
So it's having Larini exhaust, a tune, and then we'll service it.
Cool.
So we'll get that done this week, start next week. No point starting it till the exhaust arrives. Jordan's not here, don't know where Jordan is. And the black misfiring car. So I'm gonna pull the valves out and check the seats, but something's going on because look how clean it is. So we were wondering whether it was water, getting in it, but we didn't have leak down. And it is dead the second you start the bloody car, which is very, very strange. So the last test now is pull the spark plug out, make sure ringland hasn't collapsed, which is the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
And it's suffocating it out because it's dragging up crankcase gases. But I still haven't found anything conclusive. Nothing where I would go, there it is.
Yeah.
And that's pissing me off. Then Carl spent some time on a Murcielago engine because definitely not putting this bloody thing in a vapor blaster. That is just a highway to blowing an engine up. Put certain things in there, but not this. And it's too bloody big to go in a hot wash tank.
Yes.
So Carl spent about 3 days cleaning it, but it looks much better. Waiting on liner O-rings, and then the O-rings, the liners can go in. So we've got new liners to go in it. All the new bearings have turned up, and this is safe to turn over, isn't it? This is where Lambo just start to take the absolute piss. So 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 are all the same bearing. They're 250 quid each. A half. 1 and 7 are £2,400
What?
for a bearing. That's each, mate. Yeah.
Damn.
Not what I said. Sort of went back to the, because obviously we're doing it for Pangbourne, and I said, look, you guys need to go and have a chat with a customer because we should be putting bearings in this.
Yeah.
The bearings don't look great coming out of it. Not horrific. Think of it how like when you see BMW rod bearings where they've got their wiped area right in the bottom. And it's like when you've done all this work, you've got to put bearings in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, put bearings in it, but ouch, ouchie, ouch, ouch, ouch. Like ouch.
And how can that be justified?
Oh, they can't, but they just get away with charging it. Yeah. They can just charge it. So, new bearings, top and bottom, new crank. I think the only bit we've got left to do is pull the four-wheel drive shaft out of the lower, haven't we? And then the lower, I think, we should get away with getting it in a hot wash. And then like the sump pan and stuff like that can go in a vapor blaster. So this thing's going to be beautiful when it's done. But the heads are off having machining work done at the minute. But it's come up bloody good, considering that is hand cleaned. Well done, Uno, hand cleansing.
For 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. It looks good.
Does look good. Does look good.
Good effort.
We won't show you what it's for, but there's an exploded car behind you.
There is indeed.
That'd be cool when it's done. I just don't want to give away what it is yet. People can have a guess, but I won't tell you. So Carl's. He's a dick, isn't he? Carl's cleaned everything. Ready. So like pistons have come up. We've got new rings to go on them. So everything's marked, cleaned, ready to be reassembled. The crank's all done. New liners. I just need a set of liner O-rings. New rings. So we'll just double check gapping on the rings. We have. I've blasted the front timing cover.
Yeah.
We haven't blasted the sump yet, have we? So that's how that looks. And that's how it did look.
Oh.
So we'll blast this.
Yeah.
Should come up pretty.
Yeah.
And the reason is because I know I can flush every orifice fully. The thought of doing a block scares the living shit out of me, because it's honestly it's so hard to describe what it's like. We leaned in it the other day, didn't we? The two of us had like lines across our front where you like
Gets everywhere.
and that's it. We write an engine off. So little stuff like that we'll do. So we can do oil filter housing, we do thermostat housing. So I'm happy to do stuff like that. The pulleys.
Yeah.
Doing a bottom end, maybe on an engine I know is not so touchy.
Yeah.
So like a V10 lower girdle I would do. I wouldn't do a top crankcase because I know a lower girdle on a V10, there's nothing really in it. It's quite simple. Whereas when you look at the oil galleries on that is amazed me. That's a problem waiting to happen.
Yeah.
So can't take a risk. So we won't. But that's a Murcielago engine stripped, ready to go back together.
A lot of bits there, bud.
Yeah. It is a Carl problem though, not a Rick problem. Definitely a Carl problem.
Yeah, they're fine. I know where every piece goes.
Yeah. We're waiting for Corey to come back from SEMA so he can tell me what he wants to go in his gearbox, and then we can build that and put that back together, which is the broken DCT.
Here we go. Toothless.
And I've got another client who bought Chris at Auto Talk, bought his car. He wants to do a big gearbox build on his as well, so that's another one to do. The bike has got to go to Spain in a couple of weeks.
Is it going on its own?
I will go with it, just not at the same time. So let's go to Spain. So that's okay. And then we got a McLaren on dyno.
Nice.
What you don't trip. Was this here last week when we did the update?
Briefly, we had a look at it. Yeah, the blue one.
Yeah. So the boys have done downpipes, and then I'm in the middle of tuning it.
Love the car.
Yeah, it's actually.
You're expecting good gains with this one?
Yeah, so what are they? They're like 560, 570 stock. I mean, you normally get like 620, 630 when they're done. So
Nice.
yeah. Try not to be silly with them.
Yeah.
Just to good safe power. And then because they're hybrids as well, sorry, not hybrids, because they're stock turbos, you start choking up on a stock turbo and all you do is just add heat. The exhaust gas temp goes through the roof and then that changes your knock window and you just get loads of problems. So, you know, you see a lot of tunes come out of people where they just bash the boost target up.
Yeah.
And it just causes all sorts of problems. So yeah, we go great. I like this. Got a GT4 wing on it as well, so proper McLaren wing.
You got a video of this running as well?
Yeah, I think I put it on. I think I put shorts on,
Yeah.
and then we'll try and capture video on a dyno on a GoPro, and we'll drop it in. I'll probably forget, so if I do, then you can call me names. But we'll drop it in this. We'll drop it in the end of this. So yeah, it should be quite cool, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I do like these. I want one.
Yeah, I want one too.
I want one. Oh, I'm too tall. More questions, mate.
Questions.
Question time.
Welcome to Question Time.
Right, Dan. Hi, Rick and Kate. I've just subscribed after hearing what you said about the effects it has on the channel. I know you answered some questions about car-related things, but I have a couple about the YouTube stuff. Firstly, when the adverts run during the video, I generally skip them, but do you have control over these, what they are, duration, etc.? And do you benefit financially from these if I watch the whole thing, half it, or skip it? Secondly, how much time does doing the videos take out of your week? Really love watching the videos, especially the technical stuff. Keep up the great work. Cheers, Danny. Takes us 2 days. It takes me 2 days. Really? Wow. A bit unfair. Probably takes, what we do today now? 2-3 hours?
Yeah.
And then tomorrow we do a big one, and then that's normally a day in it.
Yeah.
And then how much extra time do you spend? 2 days?
At least that, yeah.
Editing?
Yeah. Depends on how long the video is, how techie it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose, like, we try to make these one-take wonders, don't we?
Yeah.
Where you just stitch them together and send it. But the technical videos, I suppose, take longer.
Yeah.
And this is then where, like, things can happen because you can't watch an hour-long video 4 times to check everything. Do you know? Isn't it? How many times have we had a comment and gone, "Oh, this happened," or "We've put the wrong edit in," or this or that?
Yeah.
So it is hard. Adverts, I have no idea.
To be honest, if people watch them, it helps definitely. If people watch the whole video through and beginning to end, and then click the link at the end and watch another one,
I think
great
it's
for the algorithm.
Retained. So they call it 2 things. They call it retained is one thing, which is where you watch one and then you watch another. So retained viewership.
Yeah.
YouTube rewards you for that, and then they also reward you for cost per view or advert. So basically, I might not get. So if you take 2 channels and one channel does 100,000 views and I do 1,000 views, but that one channel, this is very generalized, but that one channel gets everybody of all ages, all over the world, all different demographics, third world countries, that sort of thing. And my owners or people who watch my video are, say, I get 10 viewers from Monaco, my value is higher because the adverts are worth more that they can show my viewers. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I suppose really you could show my viewers Rolex, but you couldn't show, I can't even think of a channel, you couldn't show every channel's viewers Rolex, that kind of thing. So then you get the generic adverts on some, or the more focus. So that's, I can't remember what it's bloody called now. There's 2 values in it, RPM and CPM.
Something, CPM, yeah.
Cost per million and revenue per million? I don't bloody know.
What's it per 1,000?
Is it?
Yeah.
See,
we
wing it.
Yeah.
Like you chat to Matt Armstrong. I've spoken to, I've hung on his ears loads about this stuff. He knows it inside out, back to front, because that's his day job. So we don't really get too involved in it. We just let YouTube kind of go, stuff them there, and there. We don't control what the adverts are. But the biggest thing for us is interaction with the channel, subscribers, and viewers. So viewers who go from one video to the next video, because that's retained, and that's what they want. That help? If I have got that wrong, or if there is a YouTube magician sat out there who wants to look at our numbers and go, yeah, do this, and this, and
we're all ears.
Yeah, because me and you have literally, we say it all the time, don't we? Oh yeah, I spent 3 hours the other night watching YouTube videos on how to make YouTube videos, and everybody says the same thing: make engaging content, make this, make that, and it's all crap. I think it's the algorithm, isn't it? If you can hook the algorithm and drive it, and constantly be doing better than what you were last week, you're rewarded by YouTube. Basically, they sort of push you to the front.
Yeah, you get recommended more.
Yeah, because I think you've said you've had it with another channel you work with, where you've done really, really well one week.
Yeah.
Then the next week, the video's not done as good as you hoped, and you kind of it drops away quick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it's all momentum. Andy Begbie, do comments help? Hiya, Kate. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, comments help because it's interaction. If you can show that the channel is engaging, then not rewarded. It's not like YouTube go cha-ching, here you go, but you help drive that algorithm, and that's what it's all about. Evo 836. How do you think Johnny Ray will do in Yamaha World Superbikes next weekend? Next year. I think he will be amazing on it. He was third at Jerez test. They've put balance and performance rules in now, so Alvaro has to carry 7 kilos. So they've got minimum weight restriction. So if nothing else, it's 7 kilos Alvaro's got to carry. I think that will affect the bike more on the high-speed transition rather than low-speed. The bike's got a lot of power. But I think Johnny will be mega on it, to be fair. When you watch his style and how he rides a bike, he's very front-endy. So on the Yamaha, it's all about corner speed, because he always complains when the front tyre goes on the Kawasaki, he goes backwards. So I think on the Yamaha, it will be something different. But I think he'll be mega on it. The bigger question is, can Toprak make the BMW work? Because we need him in the fight, because he's just out of this world. So if Toprak can make the BMW work, then yeah, I think it'd be a good year. Phil Marin has gone with Toprak, so he was his crew chief at Yamaha. He's gone with Toprak. Pere Riba is now Alex Lowe's crew chief. Perry's got long time ties with Kawasaki, so he wasn't going to do a Jerry Burgess and go from Honda to Yamaha. Like, he wasn't going to do a Jerry Burgess and go with Rossi from Honda to Yamaha. Yeah. He was always going to stay at KRT. So he's now Lowe's crew chief. Andrew Pitt is Johnny Ray's. Don't forget as well, he's got Fabian as his helper as well. So that's an ex-World Supersport champion, so that'd be cool. So yeah, it's all a bit of a shuffle round, but I think Johnny in Blue is going to be mega. But we'll find out. Adam Knight, have you tested benefits between a gapless ring pack over normal piston rings? If yes, then is it worth the extra cost? Very, very interesting. And no, I haven't. I know Total Seal do gapless rings. Not tried them. I would like to. I would think we would struggle to know exactly what the benefits are with the equipment you get in this kind of world. I think that would be proper factory level equipment you would need to, if you go a gapless ring to a gapped ring, makes a difference. Everybody says yes, of course it will, and I do think it will, but I think for me to sit here and go, it's 6% more efficient, I don't think I'd be able to give you that transition, because no one's going to pay me to build 2 identical engines, one with gap rings, one with gapless rings, and then to test it efficiently. The only equipment I've got, I think, that will do that to a good level is our combustion pressure tester, but there's so many other variables involved in that, it's unreal. So I've got a Plex combustion module, which goes, we've had it made into spark plugs, but that's like 1,000 hertz, so that can take a measurement of the cylinder pressure every 0.1 degree up to 10,000 RPM. So that's pretty accurate bit of kit. That cost me a lot of money, but that's quite a cool tool. So I don't know. I don't even know what the cost would be. Maybe we should look into that. See how much a set of rings would be for a V10. Stephen G. Hello Kate, Ricky, really enjoy the content you put out. My question is, can you change near side gearbox, half shaft bearings on an R8 V8 manual Gen 1 without removing the gearbox? Also, carbon buildup on same car causes MOT fail, or is it likely to be something else? Carbon buildup won't cause emission failure, and it won't cause misfires. I've never seen it cause any of those 2 problems, so something else is going on. Half shaft bearings, that's a bit of a difficult one to answer, because the long shaft in the gearbox has got a small bearing on the outside of the case that you could in theory change in situ, but the big bearing that does all the work is on the edge of is on the side of the diff, which is the other side of the transmission. You can get the gearbox, that diff cover off, but you can't get the diff out. So it depends what bearing you're trying to change. Because if it's just a little roller bearing on the left hand side of the transmission that supports the end of the drive shaft, then yes, you can change it. But if it's the main bearing that the diff is supported by, no, you can't. You'd have to take the gearbox out. Kieran 2887. Ricky, any plans to sell some lovely winter bobble hats? We said about this. We should do some, shouldn't we?
Indeed.
Keep both our heads warm. We'll look into it because I hate crap hats. Like my last snap-on one I had, I love that hat. And if I was going to do something, I'd want a hat like that, like a really proper, high-quality bobble hat. But the majority of companies you go to that do merchandise, like it's like when you get t-shirts made. Oh, it's all Fruit of the Loom generic crap that doesn't fit you nice and is worn after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we've got new hoodies and t-shirts come in, which are, I think someone said it on this one, when we said what should we call Tuesdays.
I think so. Yeah.
And they said FBS, fixed broken. So we've had t-shirts made with that on and hoodies made with that on. So it'll have RE Performance on the back and an FBS in big letters, and then underneath it says fixed broken. We blanked out this, didn't we?
We did.
What did we put? SH star T.
Yeah.
Sweet. Bobble hats.
Yes.
If anyone knows where we can get good bobble hats, or a company that can do really good bobble hats, then let me know. And we look into it. But yeah, I definitely want to do something. I think just with the R on it'd be cool. Don't do the full RE Performance, just do the dancing bird.
Yep.
WFBG 997. Do you have any events planned for 2024? Funny, that's what your meeting was this morning, wasn't it, mate?
Hey.
We have 2 dates provisionally booked for Castle Combe next year for track days. So our RE Performance track days are back, yo. May or June? And August?
Yeah.
I don't know. Talk to the head of events who stood behind the camera. And we're also trying to arrange, thanks to Nigel at Pinderwagon and his friends who do Nürburgring track days, we are trying to do a 2-day track day at Nürburgring. So that won't be ours, that will be a group of us going on to someone else's track day. So basically I'm going to try and buy 6 places, but they're very, very, very hard to get hold of. So I'm going to buy 6 places, we're going to try and get a house. So a group of 6 owners can go to the Nürburgring, or the other way of doing it is if someone doesn't want to do 2 days on the ring, they can do 1 day and someone else takes another day. But we're going to try and do that. I think Nigel said it's towards the end of the year, so it'll be like maybe August, September time. They're not TF days basically.
Yeah.
So if you're new to the ring, they're not the race days. Nigel literally rattled this off like he knew it. So basically you have TF days, which you turn up, you pay your €30, you go on, you crash, and you lose your house, your kids, your wife, your left testicle. Then there's the track days, and then there's a higher level of track day where race cars and everything can go on. So we're not going on the top one, we're going on like the middle one. So it's, they're not cheap, but you'll get people who've never been there before, or car clubs go there, that kind of thing. So it's a limited number of spaces, and then it's a proper track day. So
yeah.
It works like that. When we've got more information on that, we're going to have to be quite picky on that because the days are so rare. We're basically going to have to see who wants to come, what they've got, and kind of, I can't just do a first come first serve sort of thing. We're going to have to be quite careful how we play that because there's only going to be 6 of us, or 6 cars. So we're going to try and do a tour. Basically, we're going to try and drive to the ring, do 2 days at the ring, and then come back. What I would really, really like to do, or really hope, is either side of the Nürburgring days, there's a day at Spa.
Yeah.
And then we can do Spa as well. So we can almost, and I will plan to take everybody. We'll all go as a support. So we'll take the van, we'll fill it with tyres and all that sort of stuff. And then we'll try and get a good couple of cars in there and go on an event. And we'll see what's what.
Happy days.
I think that's about it.
Yep.
What else did we want to try and... I wanted to do a few other things as well. There's a wheelie school, but that's only for the bike people who like bikes. So I don't know, if you're watching this and you like bikes, let me know, because there's a wheelie school. I wanted to try and do a similar sort of thing as a Nürburgring trip, but with bikes, and do like a bike track day, and a group of us go on a bike track day. So I don't know. I mean, it is cool, something different to do, but
yeah.
Let us know what's what. Jim XX. I saw you on a car throttle video. Are the S6, S8 as bad as you make out? Yes and no. They're not bad. They're just expensive to fix. So it's a V10 engine stuffed in a saloon car that is now worth, what was a car throttle car?
I think it's 3.5 grand, wasn't it? Yeah.
So yeah, like we went through that. They had a misfire. We tried to fix the misfire quick. We pulled the plugs out and the plug holes are full of oil because the cam bridge seals have gone. So to do that, you've got to drop the engine and gearbox, change all the cam bridge seals. So by the time you've done all that, put a set of plugs in it, put a set of coils on it, I think it's an injector gone. That's why it's misfiring. They're 250 quid each and there's 10 of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 grand.
Quickly get yourself in a lot of financial pain.
Yeah. So they're not bad, but it's like we were saying, I think a couple of weeks ago about V10 Tuaregs. They're amazing, but it's engine out for anything ever.
Yeah. And
that's the difficulty, is they're not bad cars, but if you buy a bad one or you've got to do a lot of work to it, they're just expensive to fix.
I will drop a link into the car video as well.
Yeah, it was cool. It came down. It was wicked. Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, go and have a watch, because it is a good video. They're a good laugh. It's just, hopefully they'll try and save it. Tennessee 11. What is the worst supercar you have ever worked on? That's a tough one. Worst.
I suppose it depends how you interpret that. The worst as in worst car per se, or the worst condition car?
Worst condition car I've ever worked on is a Noble. The hardest car, we did a clutch and release bearing on a 430, and getting a gearbox out was fine, but doing a release bearing was not nice on that. That was a nightmare. Any old Aston Martin, especially where they had like the Ford style running gear where you have to lift the body off, is just, they're rubbish. I'm not a big fan of those, and they're like the S6, S8 thing where you can get them into them cheap, and then you need a clutch, and it's like ridiculous amount of work to do. So
yeah.
I'm going to upset some people now. Porsches aren't really supercars, but Porsches are horrible. I hate working on Porsches because everything's rotten. So I've got a friend who works at Porsche Swindon, and he says they've got 6-month-old cars coming in, and they're trying to take like coil packs out and they're snapping screws off in rocker covers, and then they've got to change like cylinder heads and stuff like that because you can't get the rocker cover separate because it's cam bridge, and Porsche don't allow you to make repairs and stuff like that, so change like cylinder heads on warranty and stuff like that. So I did a Cayman GT4 exhaust years back, and that took me 2 days because everything was so rotten. So I don't think there's a the worst car I've ever worked on kind of thing. I think that's hard to. You could argue that the RS6s are horrible to work on because you just got to take the engine out for that. I did a service on a 360 when I was in my old workshop, and I was undoing a spark plug, and the spark plug snapped off in the bore because the 355, the rear lid is open vented, and they leak water into plug holes and they corrode. So I've had that happen. I don't think there's a worst supercar. Just if a car pisses me off, and I normally hate it afterwards. That's normally it.
The Noble effect.
Yeah.
We shall henceforth call
that is the worst condition car I've ever worked on.
Yeah.
That's the worst condition car. There is not one thing I have removed off that car. Seats, I can keep the seats, but I won't. The dashboard, that's all right. The steering wheel is fine. The steering column is fine. The rack is leaking. The calipers are seized. Do you know what I mean? It's like everything I've taken off that car is fucked. Everything I've unbolted off that car is broken or corroded. But is what it is.
It is.
The worst engine to build, a bit of a caveat one, was that C63. They're horrible to build. Yeah. They're rubbish. Yeah. V10s are pussycats. They're Lego compared to those. And I had that, so we done a couple of them C63s. C63. So that's the 504s? The supercharged one we did for Dave whatever that is, M156 engine.
Yeah.
Oh mate, it's rubbish. Nobody thought about that. It was absolute. GTR engines are nice to build. R35 engines, built quite a few of those. TTRS engines, I like building them. They're just so good. Done a lot of 4G63s. They're good. They're easy to build. The Golf, I cocked up on a Golf. So when we did the timing video, when we did the engine video on the Golf GTI, and we were filming me doing a timing, I slipped the timing, and I didn't realise until we put the engine back in, and then I was getting engine warning light on, and we checked the timing, and I'd let it slip while we're filming a video. So that's a good lesson to learn. Don't do YouTube videos when you're doing something important, or go back and check.
Yeah.
And not ego. I checked the timing. It was right. It was at TDC. Timed it all up. Put it together. Put it back in the car. Got engine warning light on. We were lucky because, bearing in mind, I'd had it out for bent valves, and it had slipped. So when the crank pulley was marked up as on TDC, I wasn't on TDC, and that was me not paying attention.
Shows how easy it is.
Not double checking my work.
Probably me asking you a question.
But that's it. That's it. That's us. Or it's not so much that don't do it on the videos. I should have had not let my ego think it'd be all right. I should have gone back and checked.
Yeah.
I should have gone back and checked. And Carl found out the hard way because he had to take it back out again. But that's how easy it is.
Yeah.
That's how easy it is. So that's why a lot of the engines I build, everything's off and I'm in the engine room on my own, because mistakes, even me, I've been doing this 20 odd years and it's still easy to make a mistake. So.
There we go.
Yeah, I have got my BMW bike engine to strip, but bike stuff tanks, in all honesty, on a video. It doesn't really get watched. And however much people enjoy it, you know what I mean? It's like trying to do something that keeps the majority of people happy. But I don't know. We'll have a look. We'll see. I've got enough car engines around to bloody rebuild.
You certainly have.
Maybe I should get them done first. So yeah, if anyone knows a good place to get bobble hats, let me know. If anyone knows where I should put a Golf R on S3 engine in my Noble instead of V6, let me know. And keep questions coming in because they are handy. And be a lamb and smash buttons. Hit the subscribe button because it is helping. It has jumped up after the last couple of little begging episodes we've done. So yeah, it does make a massive difference. And like I said, engaging with the video, hitting a thumbs up, hitting subscribe, liking a video, commenting, it all just creates a buzz around the channel. So hopefully it will allow us to do more and more cool things that you do want to see.
Sounds good to me.
I think so.
Yeah.
Is that tea time now?
It is tea time.
Can I go?
Let's go.
Thanks. Layers.
See you later, bud.